Alright guys, here's a quick AF test on the Panasonic GX7, and I'm currently using the Panasonic 25mm. I've got 3 cups set up. First one is about 3 feet away, here. Second one is about 10 feet away. The third is about 15 feet away, or maybe even more. And the first one is in 4.5. Or I'm sorry, the exposure value is 4.5 on this first one. The second one is exposure value 2, and the third one, which you can hardly see in the back, is in a -1/2 stop of exposure value. And you can see that it's actually not only quick, but accurate in very low light. Panasonic is saying that this camera will focus, autofocus, in -4 exposure value, or an exposure value of -4, which is pretty spectacular. Alright, here is the GX1 with the Panasonic 25mm. Same setup here. A little bit slower with the 25mm, still pretty accurate and still able to focus in that -1/2 exposure value. Alright, here is the new Lumix 20mm f 1.7 version 2, which you can see is noticeably a little bit slower, but still, you know, hear the complaints about the 20mm being a slow autofocuser. I don't get it. I really don't understand what people want in autofocus speed. It's actually really quick to me. I mean, yeah, it's not sports shooting quick, but it's quick enough for me for most anything I'd shoot. So we'll take a look at that lens as well on a couple of other cameras. Alright, and here is the GX1 with the 20mm f1.7 version 2. Noticeably a little slower yet again, but still, the GX1 does pretty well at getting at that lower exposure value, way off in the distance there. So that's kind of what we're looking at, if you can see. It's pretty dark back there. The specular highlight that you see, that bokeh ball in the back, is just a reflection off of a glass from the single light that I have here in the office. So, alright, now here we go with the original and older version of the Lumix 20mm f1.7 pancake lens on the Panasonic GX7. Now, keep in mind, this is the lens that people like to dog, saying that it has really slow autofocus. I've never really found that to be the case. Yeah, it's noticeably slower than some of the other lenses for the system, but I've never had any complaints. And to me, even in that extremely dark -1/2 exposure value point there, it still focuses well on the GX7 and relatively quickly. So